So as we look out into the heavens around us and we're paying attention to the movement of the sun, from our perspective here on the Earth, we looked out to the sun, and behind the sun, in the backdrop, in the star fields behind it, we have now seen it move out of gateway number 51, this gateway of shock and the arousing, and now is in gateway number 42. And the 42 is the gateway of growth and increase. So shock has taken us out of a humdrum, life as usual, same old, and it's given us this possibility of seeing, what now? And the 42 is like, here we go, growth and increase. Everything can take off from now. We just got to shift our perspective from what was, and now we're going into something different. And the 42 is in the what we call the abstract sensing circuitry. It's all about life experience. We are here to have life experience. And so the shock may have taken us out of, just how we've tended to see things, stuck in the mud, same way of going about things. And now we have this possibility, wow, everything can grow and expand from here. So here are the pages. Growth and increase. All kinds of things are possible, opening up all kinds of different potential experiences in life. And it's just to see life is always wanting us to grow and expand. And particularly in terms of the experiences that we have, that we are not here to get in a rut. We're not here just to have births, marriages, and deaths. It's about every day. If we're still lucky enough to wake up in the morning, here is the possibility of something completely different. And there it is. That's what experiencing is all about, is just seeing, I don't have to do the same thing twice. Everything is available to make a shift, to make a change. It's about putting some different spices into your food, or having different ways of going for a walk somewhere, or going about work in a completely different way, opening up something different. And it's not about repetitive stuff. It's about we're here to expand, and particularly to expand in our consciousness. So let's have a look, see at the wheel. Where are we here? We're in the bottom left-hand corner here. We're still in the astrological sign of Aries, and we're getting close to the end of it. Aries, how we get to perceive things in our mind, where you head down the ram, moving forward into things. We're getting close to moving now into the sign of Taurus, the sun in Taurus. So a very, very different thing. So growth and increase. And we see bottom right-hand corner, the 53. And the 53 is the gateway of new beginnings, getting things off the ground, lighting the fuse, right? And the 42 is, the fuse is lit. Here we go. Take off. And so naturally, people that have this 42 in their design, you'll know wherever you go, there's that potential that opening up something completely new and different. And that's the important thing about this, because the 42 is in the sacral center. It's in the what we call generator center in human design. And anything that comes out of generator center, got to remember, there's an on switch, but there's no off switch. You get started into something, you better make sure it's something that really calls to you to be involved in. Because once that fuse is lit and once the takeoff happens, you're stuck with it. You're going to have to see the whole cycle through. Because that channel, the 5342, is this format energy of cycles, beginnings, middles, and ends. Right? So the 53 establishes, is this something you really want to do? Okay, you're up for it. You're getting a clear gut response. You're in your clarity. And the 42 says, well, hang on to your hat. Here we go. And what I found very often for people in that 42nd gateway in their design is that they're really, really good at boosting not only their own life, but everybody else's life. And there's the thing, is it something, boosting everybody else's life? Is that something you want to be continuously doing, or would you like equal payback? Would you like to see that your life grows as well at the same time? And it's always that thing about people with a generator center, especially with a generator design, is that they're very good at contributing their energy to everybody else's stuff till they get potentially in a cycle of beginnings, middles, and ends. It's always the energy is going into everybody else's life. And so I quite often tease people with the 42. Yeah, wherever you go, you have that effect on other people. And so just consider yourself standing on the runway. You're standing on the runway and you've got somebody you're coaching or somebody you're working with or somebody you're seeking to help them grow and expand in their life. Or it's just happening anyhow that your company has that catalytic effect. And then you kind of hanging out with them a bit and all of a sudden this person takes off. Off they go. Wow, amazing. Off they go. So successful. They're having a great experience. And hang on a minute, you're still on the runway. What's that all about? Did you make some kind of arrangement with them that sure enough they take off, they're going to take you with them, or there's going to be some payback and some benefit for you in this regard? And so you have to be really, really careful with the 42. Yeah, you absolutely have a catalytic effect on everybody else. Make sure that you're included in that catalytic effect on your terms, that you're not always paying out to everybody else, that actually there's a benefit and growth in your life too. So here we are, the gateway of increase, benefiting, growing your inner and outer resources. Right, there it is. Inner and outer resources expands all experiences for yourself and others. So there's a lot about inclusion, including yourself in any arrangement you have with anybody else. Because once everything's off in the air, that's it. If you're stuck on the runway still and whoever you're working with, you're coaching, whatever, they've taken off into the stratosphere, you may find there's a cause for regret there. Right? It may not be such a comfortable thing for you. So let's have a look-see at the commentary here. Wherever you are and whatever the situation, when you pay attention to how your presence and efforts catalyze growth, right? That's the nature of the 42, catalyzing growth. You ultimately come to realize the potential benefit that is balanced equally between your own and others' lives. That's the whole thing. Can you find that balance? Or is it just you're continuously pouring your energy into everybody else's life and off they go, very happy? Or maybe the other way around, you're just completely benefiting yourself and it's not having that impact into other people's lives as well. So the whole thing with the 42 is the balance. When we looked at the chop marks for the hexagram, if we go back a little bit, we see that the bottom three are the trigram at the bottom is the thunder, is the lightning, is the shock. And the top is the wind. So we have wind over the top of shock. So it's this whole thing that everything can take off, that there can be a shock to get something started. All of a sudden it's cooking and off it goes and the wind just carries it off. And so a lot in this particular hexagram. And it's a really, really important thing to find that balance for yourself. Right? The balance in giving and taking. But let's have a look, see at the lines here. We start at the first line. The first line always, as we know, it provides the foundation for any hexagram. And the first line is called accomplishing. So realize the 42 has this whole thing. There's a potential great accomplishment possible here. That's the nature of the 42. Great deeds are possible. And the whole thing is realize, okay, that's a catalytic effect you have. Now, are you in touch with your own type and authority? Are you paying attention? If you're a generator, are you paying attention to that gut response? Because, yeah, great deeds are possible, but is it a clear yes? Do you have that clarity? So it's just saying with the 42, yeah, stand clear. Everything can happen here. And it says you question your ability to expand in many directions on behalf of yourself and others. Who, me? I can do this. I have this effect. If you've got the 42 in your chart, yes, absolutely. And with the sun going into the 42, we're all going to have this sensation of, wow, all kinds of things can happen here. Am I ready for it? Am I clear in myself? Have I cleared my calendar a little bit? Yeah, can I have space and openness? Am I ready for life to come to me and say, hey, something's on offer here? And so the sun going in here, you align within yourself with inner confidence, right? Aligning within yourself inner confidence and certainty that grows in all areas of life. All of us have reason to question ourselves. What am I doing here? Was all the stuff I was told in school, is it useful? Was it right? Was it helpful? Have I found that actually I need to be sovereign in my own life and find my own way through, right? So we're saying here with the 42, all kinds of things are possible here. And anytime we have a limiting belief, or, oh, that would never work for me, I can't do that, yeah, other people might manage it. And the moment we question our ability to expand and we see maybe absolutely, yes, I can expand. And I can bring about this growth and increase in all kinds of different ways. So you align within yourself, right? Meditation takes you in to find out what is the source of my abilities and my gifts. The other side of this with the first line, becoming distracted by the needs of others, you can end up spreading yourself too thin. That it's a constant outpouring, yes, 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 helping everybody else expand in their life. And there you are, stuck on the runway. Everybody else takes off, right? So very much worth looking at this whole thing with the 42. Where do we put our energy? Do we trust in ourselves? The second line, the line of blessing, inner attunement with what is beneficial. Second lines, it has to be said, they can live in a space of good fortune provided they trust themselves. Provided you trust your own abilities through your second line, all kinds of things open up. There's a delicate innocence. There's a great natural presence in the second line. And so the second line in a state of growth and increase can be a great blessing to themselves and to everybody else. But it's the inner attunement to what is beneficial, right? What gives that possibility of growth and expansion and great life experience? Being steadfast in sustaining your clear intentions, you receive tangential benefits. Have you had that thing? You're just going about things in a way that you're following your own sensation of what it is that's beneficial. You're in touch with that. And all of a sudden, these other things keep happening in your life. When it rains, it pours. All these different things can find you. And that growth and increase that can happen in your world. And so here, by recognizing your way, right? Your way, type and authority, by recognizing your way and staying true to it, you find much reward and acclaim. Just about doing your thing. It's about being natural. Growth is a natural experience of life. The other side of it, unless watchful, you're easily overwhelmed by the effects of others' demands. Right? People recognize, hey, you're good at doing this stuff. Let's jump on board. Let's see what you can get to do for us too. And as I say, we're all sovereign beings here. It's not we've gone out of the age of slavery, hopefully. We're here to grow and expand in our own life, in our own consciousness, in our own wealth, in our own life experiences. We get to the third line. And the third line is always the experimental line. It's always the line that adapts to new possibilities, jumping in first, seeing what happens. And the line is called being competent and recognizing, yes, I really can trust in myself. I have that ability to bring about growth and increase. And it says, great wisdom is gained by learning from your ordeals, right? The big challenges, the real messes, the massive screw-ups that happen. Great wisdom is gained. The third line is the quickest in all of the lines. It gets things. And the great thing is to maintain that sense of humor, that sense of willingness and openness. I can keep on expanding no matter what. Being competent, right? I can deal with this. I can find the way through. Okay, it didn't work out so well another time, but I'm growing from my upsets. There is nothing that cannot grow if you patiently persevere with clarity. Some very powerful words there. Patiently persevere with clarity. Where does the clarity come from? Inside, right? An unshakable certainty comes when you move gracefully through all trials and adversity. Gracefully. Okay, didn't work out so well. Let's try it again in a different way. Let's expand on how to make this thing really grow. Lot of trials, lot of errors, lot of moving on into other ways of doing things, expanding. An unshakable certainty comes when you move gracefully through all trials and adversities. On the other side of it, you may embrace moodiness that easily throws you into despair when problems arise. Right? Oh, it's all too much. It's not going to work. I feel overwhelmed. It's not going to happen. And third lines are always called, come on, step up, have another go, have another look at it. What didn't work last time? How are you going to improve on this whole thing? How are you going to make it work? How are you going to find that balance? We get to the fourth line, and the fourth line is always seeking to bring other people on board. Influential and opportunistic in a way, just to see where's the way through. And the line is called being trustworthy, giving sensible counsel that serves one and all. Isn't it a great thing when everyone just rises up in something together, when everybody's on board, everyone's receiving the benefit and having the opportunity to really celebrate in things going beautifully? Your opportunistic nature often finds you mediating the fulfillment of growth for everyone. Fourth lines just have that capability of looking around, seeing who's with me, who gets it. What do I need to explain to you to jump on board with me here? We're going to go places. We're going to take off. We're going to grow. We're entering into massive, great experiences. When you consider all aspects of growth, you find the way for greatest accomplishments. It just comes easily and natural to you. You see the cycles of things. You see the openings. You see the possibilities. You recognize all the potential things that can grow. The other side of this, immaturity, may place greater importance in the company than in the company's achievements. Oh, we just want to be friends and get along with everybody. I want everyone to approve of me and like me, rather than just saying, hey, come on, we're going to do something together here. We're really going to grow in this one. I'm opening up the possibility for amazing experience. The fifth line always in this place of being able to oversee and to look and be the guide and the leader. And the line is called being kind-hearted. Right? A very important feature, being kind-hearted. Just seeing what's the possibility of growth. Is it all for me, or can this uplift everybody else? Unselfish and clear aspirations bring fulfillment. It's an amazing quality when the fifth line sees, yes, I can perhaps see better than other people. I can see where the openings are. I can see where the growth can really take us. Massive takeoff. Wouldn't it be amazing if everybody was able to share in this as well? Acknowledgement is gained through your achievements in both personal and shared endeavors. So yeah, your life is going to grow with this fifth line, absolutely. But also there's a great ability to take other people with you. But as I say, finding that balance, win-win situation. It's not that you're just going to be boosting everybody else off into the heavens, but you're also going to raise up in your own life as well. Type and authority, inner clarity. That's the bottom line with it. And it's so easy for the fifth line just to get pulled into everybody else's stories the whole time, constantly rescuing everybody. And, there's that thing. Being kind-hearted is one thing. Being clear and kind-hearted is another. So inner strength and confident kindness benefits everyone in sustaining their growth, right? Inner strength and confident kindness. What does it take to be kind, right? What does it take to be mean? We all know how to find that balance. The other side of it, you place sincerity and sympathy to others as more important than your own growth. And with this side of the 42nd gateway, with the fifth line, there's that thing of constantly rescuing everybody else. Oh, poor you, poor this, poor that. Let me sort it out for you. Let me bring you, resuscitation in your life. Let me expend my energy all the time in sorting out everybody else's stuff. And actually, I'm the last person on my own laundry list here. And there's no growth in my own life. There's just depletion. Very easy for generators to live in a state of depletion, right? Really comes down to type and authority. And this whole thing of entering into cycles, that cycles that just, it's a constant outpouring of energy. Nothing ever comes back, right? So really tune into your own type and authority, especially while the sun is in this 42nd gateway, and just see, where does this energy get frittered away? Where do I see everybody else's situation as way more important than my own? We come to the sixth line. The line is called balancing. And the sixth line kind of gives this overview of the whole thing. The first line says, this is what you need to get involved with. This is how to see what this is all about. Great deeds are possible. That's what the first line said. And when we get to the sixth line, the end of the hexagram, we're seeing balancing, maintaining a good mixture of giving and taking. That essential balance in life. Successful ways imply flourishing outcomes, so long as you honor yourself and your journey. It's a two-way street. You've got to honor your own way and your own journey. What do they say? You've got to look after yourself before looking after everybody else. But there it is. Flourishing outcomes are possible with the 42nd gateway. You are sensible to sharing your own growth with others, ensuring the benefit of everyone. Well, what a great thing. You're successful in your own world. You jump into great experiences and you just see how it benefits the whole world around you and everybody in your life as well. Nobody is left out. And that is the potential for the 6th line. Sensible to sharing your own growth with others. The other side of it, remaining stuck in your own growth, you may actually proceed to deplete everyone else. And that is it. You know, there's that possibility. It's all about me. It's just my thing here. I'm just going to grow in my own life. And we see that chronic imbalance in the world, the oligarchs and everybody else and the peasants, you know, the complete imbalance that exists in this world here. So the 42, this thing of growth and increase, it's available for all of us while the sun is going through here, just to have a look. What's the nature that the sun is pouring into our lives in these 5 days? And just to see, how do I catch on to that? How do I bring about a win-win situation, a tremendous sense of balance in terms of the growth and increase that is possible in our life here, in our life experience here? So there we are. It's part of the abstract circuitry. It's the beginnings, middles, and ends. And the 42 is really this massive energy that can be implied to help everything grow and take off, and so that we have ultimately lives that bring us great fulfillment. And that's the whole point of life, isn't it? To be fulfilled here. Let's see what happens.